forget where I left off on the Mandalorian project, or if I told you guys I was doing the Mandalorian project, but I am. And I think the last time that I recorded was when I was cleaning up all the supports and everything on the Mandalorian pieces. So I don't think I recorded the blaster part. So all I did was I sanded it, got rid of the seams. I used the dry Dax, which I've been using the last couple videos. It's a spackle, like a filler, to get rid of all the seams and stuff. Like you can kind of see it right there going through the bolt. It split off the handle right here, there, straight through there. You can kind of see, like, that one is faint. You can kind of see the lines. I use that as much. I use sandpaper, and then I've been using this Rust-Oleum filler primer. It comes out gray like that. I've been using the filler to like kind of try to get rid of the print lines and stuff on there. But yeah, this is the only one that I've been working on. This is the only one that I've worked on more because I don't have as you can see, my spray booth type photo booth thing fits the blaster this way, and it fits probably like 2 blasters. The rifle is a lot bigger, so I won't be able to do it here. I'll have to either take it outside somewhere or do something to be able to spray paint it and stuff. And yes, I'm using a Listerine, not sponsored, bottle. I just cut the top off, laid it down like that. I used this piece of tape, went through the trigger right here, and I just sat it just like this. So I can spray going this way, and then I also could go over and flip it and do the tape still through the trigger hole and spray that side. And then I also went like this, and I taped the hand through the trigger well still. I can't get it to stand up on its own right now. Oh, there we go. And then I taped it through there so I can get all down like this side right here, and then up this iron sight part. But as of right now, this is done, or not fully done, but the primer part is. So now what I'm going to be doing is using, oh, this is silver. My black spray paint is further back on the shelf. I'll get it out in a couple. But I'm going to be using the matte black, I think it is, or satin black, one of those, and spray this whole thing. But actually first, this line right there, all this is the grip. So I'm actually going to tape off right here and cover all this, paint this, because this color is like a dark brown, kind of similar to the one I used for Thor's hammer, the espresso color. It's kind of, it's close to it. So I'm just gonna tape that off, use the espresso, spray paint all this, let that dry. Once that dries, then I'll do the reverse. I'll cover the handle up, then I'll spray this whole thing black, and then this piece right there where the line is, all the way over to there. This is all like kind of not chrome, but like kind of looking like graphite. It looks like a graphite kind of tone to it. So, and then this piece, so this whole piece right here, and all this whole piece is actually like a golden brass kind of color, which I just got this at Hobby Lobby, not sponsored. It's called Rub in Buff right there. It's permanent, so careful if you use it. If you're gonna use this, you have to use gloves. But it's a paint, and it's like a wax metallic finish, and it's antique gold. So I don't know if the light is gonna do it. It kind of looks like an old golden treasure chest type thing. And you don't need a lot of this. You can literally just take this out, put a little bit on the ground or whatever, dip your finger into it. Don't have so much on your finger because then you'll smudge it all on here. So just like off somewhere else, just dab it off a little bit so you have a little bit of residue on your finger, and you just go like this and you coat this whole thing. But you're gonna have to tape off all the way around it and stuff. But that'll be in a later video, so I'm gonna get this all taped up. That's just taped up right now. I taped off all right here. Same right there, and I strip going all the way up to there. And then same all right here. And this piece and this piece is going to be getting painted that espresso color brown. And then once that's done, once that's drying, then I'll cover all this up, and then this whole piece is gonna be getting painted black, and then all this is gonna be getting painted black as well. So I'm just gonna open up the window, turn my fan on, or turn the ventilation on, and then I'm just ready. Alright, so now all I gotta do is, because I did a couple coats of the espresso color on the handle. So where we last left off, it was when I started spraying painting the whole gun. I went over it a couple times. I have this one. I completely forgot that this one was gloss, so it does have like a really shiny coat on it. Like you can see like the glare off of everything. I did grab the wrong one. I was gonna use the satin or just normal black, but I didn't have any at the moment. So this is done being spray painted. So what I'm going to do now is take all the tape off the handle part right here. If I need to, I'll touch up with the espresso again. If not, then I'm just going to leave all the tape off of it, and then I'm gonna apply a clear coat to it so it seals in this color. Right? Same with the handle. All of this will seal in the color. Once that's done, then I will use this. It is graphite powder. I'll put a link in the description where I got this. Reason why I have so much of it is because I am going to be using, you could use a makeup brush to do it, but this is the only one that I had at the moment that is like really soft. So I'm gonna be dipping this in and then going over all the blaster to have it have like the kind of graphite tint to it, so it would be a color appropriate to the Mandalorian. But the powder does get everywhere, so when you use this, use a face mask, some kind of ventilation in case there's like smoke goes everywhere, and gloves because you'll get it all over your hands. And make sure you clean up your spot after you're done using this. Make sure you clean up the spot where you use it because it will get on everything. And I'm keeping it inside a bag, even though I haven't even used this yet. I'm still keeping it in a bag just so I get in the habit of keep putting it back in when I'm done, just so it doesn't make a mess and leave smudges on the doors or like the table or whatever I touch. And some of you might say something about the tape I'm using right here to hold the gun down. I did take a big piece of the tape, and this whole piece right here is another tape put back to back, so this isn't sticky at all. But if you go up here, it's sticky, so it doesn't take any of the paint or anything off of the black. All right, so here's a little update on my photo booth and ventilation thing. So I still have the lights everywhere. I am gonna need to go get a new filter soon because this one is getting kind of dark. I'll probably just flip it around and do like the fan up here, or I'll try it, see how that looks. But that's not the update. The update is, so the fan that I've been using in the background, so remove that. The fan back there that's been taken out, like using as the ventilation area where it pulls everything out, like trying to get all the fumes outside. It's been working for a while, but depending on the certain paints that I use, like for example this one that I used, the Rust-Oleum Universal Gloss Paint Primer in 1, it's black. This one, I don't know why, but the fumes and the odor from the spray lasted a lot longer. Like I could smell it and it was like really strong. Even though I had the window open and the fan on, even with the filter off. I don't know why it didn't take as much as the fumes out as it used to. I don't know if that's just stronger, but I did take a trip down to my Harbor Freights, and it's a little bit away from me, but it's not that far. I bought a new fan to basically do what this one does, but a little bit better. So this is the fan that I bought. That's how big it is. So, fan on this side, the foot pegs. I can unscrew 4 screws on both sides, one here, 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 and here. I can take this whole plate out to clean it or anything I want to. Flip it over. Has the same on that side. The switch is right there. So there's 2 settings, but technically 3 settings. So the first one, it says it right here. So middle switch is off. If I push it out away from me, that's low. And if I push it towards me, it's high. And then back to middle for low. It is a little bit stronger than the one that I've been using that is currently inside that box. Because what's in that box, I don't think I have I don't have the manual or anything. What's inside that box is a little, well, not like a little, but it's like a desk type fan, like the normal ones that you use in your house, and you just have it on the table or whatever. That is what's inside it. It's in the box because I use the box to block and more direct the wind and like the fumes. So we're gonna use the Drydax container as an example. So say this is the fan. The one that I have, it takes all the air through here. The one that's back there takes air straight through and all around the side as well. So it's inside the box, so it only takes the air from one spot and then directs it out the other way. So that's what that one's for. But like I said, it does work like really good, but it has been having a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to be upgrading the fans. I'll put the link in the description. Like I said, I bought it at Harbor Freights. It's a Central Machinery 8-inch portable ventilator. But I'll make sure I'll put this in the description and everything, where I bought it and everything off there. But I'm actually going to start using the paintbrush that I have and the graphite powder and start adding like a little graphite tint to it. Once that's done, then you use the clear coat again to lock in what the gun looks like, and then use this rub and buff. It's in a antique gold color to put right on this piece all the way down right there. And then I'll have to, once all that stuff is done, then I'm going to have to tape off, I don't know if you guys can see it, from where my finger is right here, tape all this side, and then tape from here down, because this whole piece right here is supposed to be silver. And then it should be just about movie replica, or at least somewhat close to what the actual movie looks like. In my videos, I try making everything as realistic as possible as to what I am using. For example, I'm using the Mandalorian, so this is accurate to how his gun was in the movies. Like my previous videos, the Iron Man helmet, that's pretty accurate, it fits my whole head. The Thor's hammer, that is scale replica of the actual hammer that was used in the movies. The only thing different for it is not weight accurate. You guys can find out more when you go to my channel and watch that video. When you were going to be working on the Mandalorian blaster, this lighter circle right here does come off a little bit, but I don't want that to get onto the actual blaster. So I'm going to be using my microfiber cloth and laying it flat down on here. And then I'm going to be using the graphite powder onto the blaster on top of this. And then I can just clean up the graphite off this after. It does spread easily, the graphite powder, so one, make sure you have some kind of ventilation. Two, you got to make sure you have at least a mask on, because you can breathe in the particles when you're brushing it onto it. And two, if you have gloves, wear them, because then you'll have it all over your hands if you don't. And if you touch something and you have it on your hands, you're going to leave fingerprints everywhere. At the moment, I don't believe I have any rubber gloves, so I'm going to be having it on my hands. Once you are done using the graphite powder, make sure you clean up your station or wherever you're using it. So I'm using it on the cloth, so the cloth I can just easily move over. But let's say you're doing it straight onto your table, make sure you wipe off your table, because anything else you touch your table with will have the residue on it. It'll coat the bottom of whatever you're touching, or like if you forget it's on the table and you can't see, if you have like some kind of like marble table that's kind of a darker color so you can't really see the graphite, if you like that with your arm, you'll have it coated your whole arm. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're using some eye protection. Even though you're not spraying anything, it can still shoot back with the brush and it could get in your eyes, possibly. Rather safe than sorry, so make sure you're wearing some kind of protection. There's no age restriction or age requirement to be working on this. You just gotta take a leap of faith, try it out. If it doesn't work, you can find something else. Or you can keep trying, build up the courage, and over time you'll start to acquire the abilities to do this better. Or you can critique your own work or have someone else help you out and ask them if they have any suggestions on how to do this differently, and then you could try using what you learned from them and your past experience to make whatever project you want. The only thing blocking you from achieving your goal is yourself. So I have my mask on, my glasses on, and now I'm going to grab the graphite powder. And I lost the brush. Oh, it's right there. So this is going to be my first time using graphite powder on anything. Okay, so this is going to be my first time using graphite powder on anything. So just bear with me. Alright, let's try it out. So last time I left off with you guys, I was clear coating the entire gun. The clear coat and graphite powder for this entire piece is done. I think if I go to make one of these again in the future, I think I'm going to actually go out and buy a satin black or matte black, not a gloss one. I didn't know I had gloss until I already sprayed the entire thing. So next time I would do it like that, because it's just a little bit too shiny for the black base coat, where the graphite doesn't stand out as much. You can kind of see the graphite a little bit. Like you can see it's like tinted grayish to it. But that's just for if I go to do this again next time in the future. Right now, what I'm going to be doing is applying the rub and buff. I did go out and buy another one, so I have two different rub and buffs. This one is an antique gold, which this one is going to be used to coat this entire piece all the way down. And then what this one is, it is silver leaf. If it focus, I'll put all the links into where I got these in the description. But this one is going to be to like add like a kind of like highlight a little bit. Like if you look at his gun in the movie, if you're going to watch it, he has like it's like silver all down the side here on some of these pieces and stuff. So that's what that is going to be used for. It's just to add those little details on it and stuff. But this stuff is permanent, so I have a piece of paper right here. But this paper is going to be used for these paints. I'm going to put the tiniest amount on it, and I'm gonna be using a glove so I don't stain my hands 2 different colors, because that color will be there for a while. So I'm gonna use first silver, and I'm gonna go through all the details. Like I'm gonna touch up or add a little bit here so it's like a shine there. Probably some on these little bolt parts, this, all down the side right here. Just like where the weathering would be, go across the rails like this. Same on top, same on the iron sights. And same on this side, all these little pieces. But before, oh yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then after that's all done, then I'll tape this whole piece off, and then I'll get this whole thing with the gold. I am missing, or I'm not missing, I haven't painted it yet, but I do need to paint from that little line right there all the way back here. It's supposed to be like really silver, so I don't know if this is gonna work. I might try this out if it comes out close to the color, but if it doesn't, then I'll probably just tape it up and use the silver spray paint that I have, or not silver, the gray silver spray paint, see if that works. But I'm gonna try this out. So when you use it on the cap, the little puncture thing, the film right there, so you just pop the cap in there and it pops the hole in it. Yep, there we go. And you don't really need a lot at all, just a little dab like that. That's, I think, should be plenty. I'm gonna cap that up. All right, let's try this out. I'll do this side first. So I think that's what I'm gonna leave this side to off at. Might add a little bit more silver right there. Let's just see if this. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little more silver to this piece right here. And then I think I might leave this how it is. I kind of had a lot of it on my finger. I didn't know I had extra on the top. But yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit there. And then I need to do the same thing on that side. So I actually lied about putting the clear coat on right now. I'm going to tape off all this right here so I can paint this entire piece right here, all the gold one, and then once that's done I will let it dry for a couple minutes, and then I will go over it with the clear coat for the entire thing, and then the entire, at least this blaster, will be completely done. And then all I would have to do next would be start working on the big rifle that I have. I really haven't touched the rifle at all. I've been working on this piece mainly because I don't have enough space to spray paint the entire rifle. I should have done it in parts where I do like instead of connecting the entire rifle together, I should have did it in sections and painted it all separately, and then switched over to the entire, and then glued it, put it all together, and then just touched up those little seams here and there wherever I missed or whatever. But there's nothing but trial and error for this entire project. Same thing, take the cap off, pop the little foil, and now I'm just going to rotate this paper around just so I don't get any silver mixed in with the gold. And I'm going to put my glove, the glove that I used earlier, back on. And put a little dab on the paper. Cover that up. Alright guys, sorry, the camera died at the last section right there, so all I really did was add that gold or antique gold to the entire bar right there above the tape and to the bolt that was underneath the tape.